From a beloved resort in Cabo finally reopening to an exciting new groundbreaking in the Bahamas and so much more, I've got all the latest in resort and travel news coming right now on your Resort Report. Hi everyone, it's Vanessa and welcome back to Passport Pages, and I'm back with your resort report for the month of May 2023, and I have lots of big news to share, so let's get started. Let's kick things off as promised with an exciting new groundbreaking in the Abaco part of the Bahamas, the Montage Key from the luxury Montage brand, opening a new development expected to open near the end of 2024. This $352 million project will include a boutique luxury resort and villas sitting on 53 acres. So a very exciting opening. This will be the 8th resort in the Montage portfolio, but their first ever development in the Bahamas and Greater Caribbean, and they're predicting that the Montage Key will be one of the best resorts in the world. The Key will feature 200 rooms and 50 suites, with the average suite being about 1,000 square feet, and the property will also offer a 47-slip marina and 7 beaches. So a lot of bragging already going on about this property. We'll see if it lives up to the promise, but a very exciting opening to look forward to in 2024. If you've been visiting Los Cabos for many years, I'm sure you're familiar with the beloved Marriott Solaz property, which has been a go-to in the area since 2018 and was recently closed for refurbishment, which is impressive since resorts that are many years older don't renovate for much longer. Well, I'm excited to tell you that this luxury collection resort, which is one of my absolute favorite brands, by the way, has finally reopened with more rooms and a new dining concept. The new look Solaz has added 21 new luxury suites, including a signature accommodation called the Villa Solaz Suite. The Rena also added 2 new wellness suites focused on whole body therapy. And, even more excitingly, a new beach lounge called Mako Beach, which is centered around a custom-designed Airstream food truck with Baja-style dishes. Sounds very yummy. So if you're heading to Cabo, a great reopening just in time for summer vacation. Royal Caribbean Cruises is adding more short Caribbean getaways beginning in 2024. The cruise giant has revealed its lineups of very short cruises for 2024 with itineraries on 8 different ships. That'll include Caribbean sailings on Allure of the Seas, Independence of the Seas, Mariner of the Seas, and Navigator of the Seas, among others. Sailings will range from 3-night trips stopping in Nassau and Perfect Day at Coco Cay in the Bahamas to 4-night Eastern Caribbean sailings that include stops on the island of Haiti. In a statement, the company said, quote, "Families, friends, and vacationers alike can set their sights on making the most of their vacation time on a variety of ships." The schedule will include sailings from Miami, Port Canaveral, Tampa, Galveston, and Fort Lauderdale. And in even bigger Royal Caribbean news, Royal Caribbean will be opening a beach club to be set on 17 acres at the far end of Paradise Island. The project was recently approved by the Bahamian government and will include private cabanas, pools, and what Royal Caribbean called, quote, local architecture that complements the exceptional views of the Bahamas' turquoise blue waters and white sand beaches. In what is being billed as a first-of-its-kind agreement, a share of the profits from the club will be returned to the Bahamian government. The Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island is set to open in 2025. The it place to visit in 2023 looks like it's shaping up to be Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico tourism is off to a sizzling start so far this year if the island's air traffic is any indication. Passenger traffic to Puerto Rico's primary air hub, Luis Muñoz Marin International Airport, is seeing a big increase in air traffic year over year and is set to break the all-time record. The biggest challenge for Puerto Rico, however, has been ramping up its hotel development to meet the continued surge in demand, as hotel occupancy continues to be extremely tight, with many American companies hosting business conferences on the island, which has led to even more increase in hotel room demand. So hopefully this will lead to a big surge in resort development, because it's a wonderful island to visit. Now to perhaps the biggest transportation news I've mentioned in any video so far. Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, Jamaica is in the midst of a full-scale renovation project. Officials say the goal is to transform one of the busiest airports in the Caribbean into a, quote, world-class facility. That includes a $70 million runway expansion expected to be completed in June, the opening of the first ever Bob Marley branded restaurant, the expansion of the immigration hall and departure lounge, and the upgrade of outbound security. Thank you, God. The Ministry of Tourism stated, quote, when guests fly into Jamaica from wherever they're coming, there will be that wow factor. Jamaica is already seeing a rise in tourism numbers this year, as Montego Bay hopes to eclipse the record 4.7 million passengers that used the airport back in 2019 pre-pandemic. Another project will see the construction of a lounge for air-to-sea cruise passengers, providing a dedicated arrival area for landing, and then a coach transfer to the cruise ship pier. Sangster Airport is already getting greener with the installation of a solar plant that has reduced the airport's reliance on the national grid by 11%. And there's more. There are also plans for new biometric projects. That would mean, quote, passengers could check in off-site, tag their bags, and use their identity to pass through checkpoints more efficiently, and I'm adding, so the lines aren't so horrendous. If you've ever been to this airport as we have, you'll realize what big news this is, so fingers crossed that these improvements make that airport experience much better. And staying on this topic, Frontier Airlines has launched service to Jamaica from 4 U.S. cities. The airline began non-stop service from Denver to Montego Bay's Sangster Airport. The carrier said the flight, which operates 3 times a week, is the only non-stop service from Denver. Additionally, the airline has launched flights to and from St. Louis 3 times a week, and a weekly flight from Chicago Midway, as well as new service from Dallas, which just started this month. That addition will bring the carrier's total of Jamaica routes from the U.S. to 9. And as always, I will always be on the lookout for affordable flights to the Caribbean for you guys and let you know as they happen. According to a recent article in the Wall Street Journal, poolside cabanas are hotter than ever if their prices are any indication. Some luxury properties are charging more than $1,000 a day for access to these private little getaways, which include extra comfy lounge chairs, TVs, and even air conditioning. Resorts are reporting that travelers are willing to cough up the money because they're still splurging on travel after years of not being able to go anywhere. That pent-up demand has led to increased prices across the board, including said cabana prices, which rose between 5% and as much as 50% in 2022, depending on location and season. At the Fontainebleau Miami Beach, for example, cabanas are 15% to 20% more expensive than they were a year ago. There you'll be spending $1,200 a day for a 2-story cabana with air conditioning, showers, and an ocean view deck. And prices can reach $2,500 during the peak year-end holiday season. That's without factoring in the extra money you'll have to throw down for food, drinks, and tips. The managing director said guests in cabanas spend 35% to 40% more on food and drinks than other pool visitors, and he told the Journal he wished they had more cabanas. Elsewhere at Arizona's Phoenician Resort, a cabana could set you back up to $600 a day. I can personally tell you that we've stayed at the Canyon Suites at the Phoenician, and in 2021, they were $400, so that's a big jump in price. Interestingly, the pool complex brings in nearly as much revenue as its signature restaurant. But according to the article, the cabana premium might seem like a bit much on top of flights and hotel accommodations. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy a little slice of luxury as well. Many resorts offer day passes, allowing you poolside access without the full resort experience. These day trippers are even inclined to spend more on food and drinks than overnight hotel guests. But whichever option you choose, make sure to book early. Some guests reserve cabanas a whole year in advance, and same-day options are rare. The extra effort ahead of time hopefully makes for a more relaxing experience once you arrive at your poolside retreat, and I'd really like to hear your thoughts on if you think this splurge is worth it on vacation. It's very common to see new hotels and resorts popping up in Cancun and the surrounding areas, with multiple new openings taking place every year. But one hotel in Cancun, the Cancun Marriott, has recently closed its doors for renovation and plans to reopen as an all-inclusive property in 2024. Marriott hasn't said much about the renovations other than the date that they'll begin and a general time frame for reopening, but the rumor mill is going in full force. One rumor is that the resort will no longer be a Marriott at all when it reopens, but will come back under a different name, although another brand has not yet been mentioned, and this cannot be confirmed. Either way, the property sits on a wonderful location in the middle of the hotel zone, and it's probably a good time to complete the reno, as American tourism has slowed down due to the recent dangers. More to come on that in an upcoming video. But hopefully when things improve, this property will be back better than ever, so stay tuned. With the busy summer travel season about to begin, Uber has just announced new updates to help travelers have smoother experiences at airports. The ride-sharing company recently announced the main details, which include an airport direction feature, walking estimated times of arrival, a reserve availability expansion, and new Uber Eats pickup options at certain airports. These new features will help travelers find their way out, especially those arriving for the first time at a big airport. Through the Uber app, users will now be able to see a step-by-step guide with images and simple instructions to get to their pickup location. This will especially benefit anxious travelers, especially those who stress about when it's the best time to request their ride and how long it will take to get to the pickup point. Now, Uber users not only have a step-by-step guide, but also get access to valuable data regarding walking ETAs. No one wants to wait too long for a ride or make a driver wait for a long time either. And this new option includes accurate times from the gate to the baggage claim, allowing travelers to optimize their airport experience. The company has stated that these new features are currently available at 30 airports and will soon be available at more than 400 airports across the globe. We use the app all the time when traveling. It makes life so much easier, so really looking forward to these added improvements. And now to the biggest travel news of the month and some of the biggest flight news we've ever had. The U.S. Department of Transportation has announced brand new flight cancellation policies in response to the holiday travel mess of 2022. According to the department, if your U.S.-based airline flight is canceled due to no fault of your own, you will be entitled to a full refund, and meals, hotels, and taxi transport, plus possible additional compensation, including but not limited to cash and air miles. If you find yourself in a situation like this in the future, you can check out all options by going to flightrights.com to get more information. On one hand, it's great to see some action being made on this situation. However, much has been said about the likelihood that these new compensations will be added to the cost of your tickets, and that will, of course, affect the budget traveler the most. And airlines have been greatly suffering the past few years and still struggling to get back to pre-pandemic financials, along with countless staffing shortages. So a lot to unpack here. Please let me know your thoughts. Is this the right course of action or too little, too late? So there you have your resort report for May 2023, and we had a little bit of everything in this one, some great things happening, as well as some not so great things, but as always, I'm here to give you all your travel news unfiltered. Let me know if you have any big summer plans. I love getting excited with you, and if you find these monthly news videos to be helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. This is Vanessa with your resort report. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.